Ithaca women's basketball takes the floor this weekend, tipping things off tomorrow night up the road in Hamilton against the Colgate Raiders. The Bombers look to embark on another promising run toward a Liberty League title after finishing as conference runners-up last season. Joining me now to break it all down and discuss both team and personal goals is Ithaca junior forward Grace McNamara. Grace, thanks for taking the time to join us here on 92 WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network. And how have you felt about the team's preseason so far? What aspects of training camp have stood out to you as the group continues to build that identity?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Farrell. I'm really excited about this season. We have a great team chemistry, and I'm really excited to see how that translates onto the court. And you can really tell that we all love the game, like playing together. So the cohesiveness is huge for us. So it's gonna be really exciting to start the season. We play Colgate this Friday, so we're excited to get things started.
You mentioned Colgate. As you head into tomorrow night's season opener, you play a strong Division I opponent. What are you most eager to see from the team, and what do you think this matchup will reveal about your early strengths and maybe some areas for growth?
Yeah, although we're going into the game as underdogs, obviously they're a Division I team. We're going to give them our all, and we're excited. We feel like we can give them a really strong game. We've started to scout their team. They got one point guard that really does everything on their team, so hopefully we can shut her down. We can execute our defensive skills. We feel like we can really give them a true game, so we're excited to see how it goes.
You guys have consistently established yourselves as a Liberty League contender. What do you see as some of the benefits and challenges that face Ithaca women's basketball as this new season awaits?
Yeah, so last year we lost to Vassar in the finals, so no one forgets that. So we're excited to play Vassar again, and I think just harping on like the little things, and again, Coach Dan Raymond has really been harping on our defense. So if we execute the little things, now we're really focusing on a transitional offense. So our team in practice seeing that when we play good defense, it fuels our offense. We're hoping, again, like I've harped on before, defense is a huge thing for us. We've got a bigger size roster, lots of legs, 20 different people to go through. So we're hoping that our defense will really translate to our offense because we are a faster team.
Absolutely, and I want to briefly take it for a moment back to last season. What do you see as maybe the turning point, if there was any? You played some tough non-conference opponents, however, then you guys find your footing. You cruise through the rest of the Liberty League. What changed, if at all?
Yeah, so I think our turning point for us from last season was we had a tough schedule at the beginning. Again, looking at our schedule again this year, we're starting off a tough schedule again. But again, we're really going to focus on the little things like I've harped on before. So I think like energy-wise has been picking up in practice and competing in every drill because, again, that translates to the game. So our big emphasis this season last year is just making everything just really compete in practice because we feel like the more we compete with each other, like that is our turning point for a whole, like as a team. So we hope to not be like a third quarter team this year. We hope to be like a first quarter team and really go at it hard.
You spoke about Coach Raymond, specifically harping on defense. What are the challenges that he presents on a daily basis that consistently elevates this program towards new heights?
Yeah, he's really nitpicky at stuff, but again, it makes sense because in games, we're not going to have someone that's honest and we can't be giving up easy backdoor cuts and face cuts. So in practice, he really harps on, like making us redo a drill over and over again. And, we have to run a lot afterwards, but it's going to pay off because, again, we don't want to be giving up easy buckets into the lane. So he really harps on not allowing players to drive middle. So we're all keeping them outside and really a huge emphasis just communicating on defense because, again, the louder we are, the more we play together.
While we're on the topic of coaching, a bit of a change to the coaching staff this year. You bring in Elizabeth Thompson as an assistant. Emma Waite, your former teammate, now a graduate assistant. Specifically about Emma, what has she brought to the table?
Yeah, Emma, us players have played with her. We call her Biggie. We're really happy to have her. She's huge. She gets it because, again, she was just a player with us last year. So we all look up to her huge just because she recently played with us. And she brings a lot of basketball IQ, of course. So we look up to her in that aspect, and she's just great. And, she's hard on us because, again, she's hungry for a Liberty League chip. And I feel like having Coach Emma on the staff this year is another huge driving force as to why we want it even more because, again, we have Emma again, so we hope to win it for her as well.
How different is off-season training for you now, especially having an established position, entering your upperclassmen years on the team, as opposed to being maybe one of the newcomers, being forced to adapt to a new coaching system and game plan?
Yeah, now as a junior, it's definitely huge coming back, like as a vet, knowing what to expect, what the expectations are. In this preseason, we've had lots of early morning lift practices. So, again, it was tough in the beginning, waking up for all those early mornings and then going off to school. But, again, I feel like that self-discipline that we've learned throughout that process is huge. And I feel like it's going to translate into this season because now we don't have 6 a.m. practices 6 a.m.s every day. So that huge discipline that we we're trained for. I feel like that's going to carry over. And we harped on a lot of conditioning because, again, you're going to see that we're a very speedy team out in the court, which would be huge with big hustle plays.
Physically or mentally, what have been some of the largest lessons you've extracted across your first 2 collegiate years on the South Hill?
Yeah, so it's a lot. It's like a full-time job. You got to really love the game. And again, there's lots of those early mornings and late nights, and basketball is like a full-time job. But again, I feel like my huge takeaways is that, again, like it's really built character. And overall, now that like I'm a junior, I feel like 2 years out of it, like my body is like definitely changed and grown with the strength and conditioning program. These strength and conditioning coaches like are great. They really care about your development and your strength overall as a whole. And I feel like the mental piece side of things is you really gotta love the sport like at this level. And it teaches you a lot about self-discipline and setting goals. So I feel like overall, like playing this sport, any athlete can come to it. Like I'm really happy that I've done it because it really teaches you about how much like effort you have to put into like your true passions of life. And I feel like it's going to cater over to other parts of your life.
On a personal level for you, what are some goals you have for this season?
Some personal goals I have for this season is that I really hope to make an impact out on the team for my court this season. Regardless of how many minutes I make like on the court, I really hope that I can make a huge impact in regards to making those hustle plays, like steals when I can. And then Dan Raymond's been putting me into a new position, which is slot position, more like the forward, because all my life I've been playing like a shooting guard. So I'm excited to see how that translates onto the court and hopefully get some more buckets.
How would someone describe your play style if they are watching Grace McNamara take the floor for the first time?
If someone were to watch me hit the court for the first time, they would see that I do give my all the second the ball is jumped. And again, I'm like a little hustle player. I like to harp on like the little things, hustle back on defense, and I really like to drive the basket.
In speaking with Coach Raymond earlier this week, he referred to the leadership of Avery McPeak and Maddie Barrows specifically. How do those two lead by example so well, and what are some of the characteristics that set them apart?
Yeah, those two are great leaders on our team. They're very vocal. Avery McPeak specifically, she holds us upperclassmen accountable to each other and to remind the underclassmen like what our standards are on a daily basis in practice. And both of them just being huge vocal leaders both on and off the court is huge for us.
If this Ithaca women's basketball team could be described in what word, what would it be? What brand of basketball do you guys embody on a nightly basis?
So our team mantra that we came up with this year is legacy. So we hope to set the standards. And again, like I said before, like we're hungry to win a Liberty League chip. Like all of us that were on the team last year, we were really upset that we lost at the end because we were so close to doing it. So really upholding that legacy standard in regards to like how we treat each other as teammates and people on and off the court and just how we play with that style.
Grace, thank you so much for your time and best of luck as the Bombers begin their season tomorrow night at Colgate.
Thank you, Farrell.